All right, guys. Happy Tuesday for me right now. I think I'm getting this out to you guys on Tuesday. But hey, I wanted to go over what is the CrossFit Open. So whether you're already signed up, whether you're thinking about it, or even if you're not thinking about it, I've got information here for all of those categories, talking about what is the Open, what it means for us, how we're going to do it here at OYL, why would I sign up, what's included, how to sign up, and then how to also get my code and sign up on the CrossFit Games website. So I'm going to go over this, just the basics. It is February 26th through March 16th. So what this is, or the way CrossFit uses this is step number one in the qualifying process for the CrossFit Games. So I'm not going to the CrossFit Games. I'm going to admit to it now. And probably none of us here are going to make it, at least this year, to the CrossFit Games. So even though we're not trying to make it all the way to the CrossFit Games, this is a really fun time to test our fitness, to hang out with our friends, have some great community events, win some prizes, and just have tons and tons and tons of fun. I know you guys hear me talk about this one all the time. So I wanted to put it all into a video and talk more specifically about it. But the way it works is it's 3 weeks long. They're going to have one workout per week. They're going to release it on a Thursday, and then you must turn it in by the Monday after the weekend. So at some point, you're going to do that workout throughout the weekend. You'll do it here at the gym. You'll have a judge to help you get your score, all that. And then you're going to turn that score in online. It'll be an online leaderboard. And that's the basics of it, okay? We're going to make it a lot more fun. But the dates are February 26th through March 16th. That's the Thursday, is the 26th. So we are going to really push for, and we mainly do this on Fridays. So that would be February 27th would be the first one. So let's get into it. Who is the Open for? So across the top, kids, teens, adults, masters, literally everybody, and then skill level, RX, scaled, and foundation. So I listed right here what the divisions are in the Open. So for us here at the gym, we're going to have our OYL kids participate, just like we did last year, ages 7 to 11. They're going to be in the heats next to you guys, pushing you, and I guarantee you they're probably going to get a higher score than you. They're going to do their version or modified version of the workout, and they just get rounds and rounds and rounds, and it's crazy watching them compete. But on the official CrossFit Games side, they have a teams division, 14 to 15. There's a 16 to 17 division. Then there's an open division, which is basically anybody in the 16 to 54 range. But there's also divisions in masters that start every 5 years, starting at age 35, 40, 45, etc. So yes, if you're 40 years old, you could compete in either the open or the masters. But there's nothing that you actually have to do. It'll self-rank you within that. And so you'll be sorting on the leaderboard categorically. Really just how you want to look at it. Do I want to compare myself to kind of everybody, or do I want to compare myself to my specific age group? Okay. In terms of moving on to the next level and the rankings and all that, they're actually going to take it by your age group. So even this open division thing, again, if you're 40, it's going to really rank you here. But really this open division is honestly for the 18 to 34 year olds, is kind of this group here. So, different versions here. Each of these divisions, teens, the open division and the masters, they have different weights listed. They have different, some people are doing pull-ups versus chest to bar. But again, there's also a scaled version and a foundations level. So there's teams, open, and masters, 3 divisions. And then there's 3 versions of the workout, RX, scaled, and foundations for all 3. They release 9 different versions of the workout every single week on Thursday, for you to complete at your appropriate age and skill level and turn in by Monday. Okay. Friday Night Light. So this is going to be our main event. Oh man, color scheme's off. Main event. This is our main event. So we're going to do no classes at all on Friday. We're going to do a heats every 30 minutes, starting at, there's an approximate window. It really just depends on the workout. If it's a workout where we can get more people into a heat, maybe we have, more like 10, 12, 14 people in a heat. Depending on what the movement is or what equipment's required, we might only be able to get 8 into a heat, and we'll just kind of go from there. But basically about 2:30 to 7 p.m., we'll add more heats if we need to after that. But we'll have a heat every single 30 minutes. You're going to RSVP your lane 48 hours in advance in Chalk It Pro. You're going to RSVP this like a regular class, and do that. But note, this is your starting time. So you're going to need to show up prior. So if you get off work at 4 and you can get here by 4:30, do not sign up for the 4:30 heat. I would recommend signing up for the 5 or probably the 5:30 heat just to be safe. That way it gives you kind of a chance to get here, get settled, check out the atmosphere, give yourself a good 30-minute warm up, just kind of stretching and getting ready. And that way you're ready to hit the ground running as soon as it's okay for your heat to start. I'll have warm-ups. We'll have them written on the whiteboards, the TVs. We'll have them in your app so you'll know what to do. We'll have a specific warm-up area. The gym completely transforms. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. The gym completely transforms, but Friday Night Lights is the main event and what makes this so fun. If you can't make it on Friday, still totally okay to do it. And we have tons of people that still do it based on work schedules or kids or different things. We do have makeup opportunities on Saturday and Sunday as well. So can't do Friday, don't rule yourself out. But Friday night, if you can at all possible make it, that is the main event. Last year, we were averaging about 9 or 10 heats of about 9 or 10 people. So we were pushing about 80 to 100 athletes through this workout just on Friday night, heat after heat every 30 minutes. Tons and tons of fun. Okay. Weekly theme. So here's how you're going to earn some points, and here's how we make it fun and for everybody. So not only are there 9 different versions of every single workout based on your appropriate age and skill level, but we also do weekly themes to make this a ton of fun. This was at our old spot like 2 years ago, but I backed my truck into the gym, ripped off the tailgate. It's hard to see it from the picture, but I purposely put a bunch of junk in the back. This was our redneck night. Definitely a crowd favorite. Holding some Big Red cans in my hand, announced it from there. That was a ton of fun. You guys have seen the pictures. I know you probably don't trust it. Trust me fully if you haven't seen it yet. I just want to keep telling you, people work out in full costume. Okay. For I'd say about half the gym, it is more about the costume than it is about the workout. Then I'd say about half of the gym is like, really wants to get a score. And so maybe they'll, kind of take off their cowboy hat or something to do the actual workout, get their score, and then pop it right back on for the things. But this year, here are your 2026 themes. Week number 1 is going to be Toga Party, powered by Thick Boy. So Toga Party, get a bed sheet, get something costume together. The Toga Party, look some up, Chat GPT, how to fold a bed sheet into a toga, something like that. Powered by Thick Boy. So we've got some cool companies or sponsors or different things that are just going to be at the events as well. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have other people there as well doing, clinics and booths and whatever. But main title is Thick Boy. So if you guys remember, they came back in October, the day, no, this would have been, November, the day, remember like 7th or something like that. I don't know why I remember that date. And that doesn't seem right to me. But anyways, they came back and they had a pop-up shop and they had a bunch of cool shirts. I know you see a bunch of people here in the gym wearing them all the time. They're coming back and they're going to set up shop for that entire Friday time. So if you feel kind of funny not wearing a shirt with Toga Night, they got shirts for you to hook you up. Some of my favorite gear that I've worn. So that'll be week 1. Week 2, our theme is going to be dynamic duos. So this can be Mario and Luigi. This can be, 2 singers. This can be salt and pepper. I mean, this can be whatever you want it to be, but grab a buddy, dynamic duo. Let's see who's got the best one. Powered by Lindsay Holmes. That's Mr. Zach Lindsay. Mr. Zach Lindsay on that one, helping you guys get into a home as needed. And then week number 3, rock versus pop stars. This one's going to be powered by Elevation Athletics. They'll be here with a booth set up and tables to do adjustments, manual adjustments. Sorry, not adjustments, but manual therapy, cupping, just different things, just to make sure if you have any injuries, something nagging injury, whether it's from that specific week or just in general, you want them to look at. They're always good. I know Dr. Whitney works out here all the time. You guys see her usually at 9 a.m. some days or 5 p.m. other days. This week is going to be rock versus pop stars. So you pick your favorite, maybe divide yourself in half, and this half is rock, this half is pop, whatever you want to do on that one. But let's go all out. I mean, paint your face like Kiss, whatever you guys want to do and make this cool. I think I'm leaning towards, personally, I think I'm leaning towards 90s boy band with the wireless mic. So I think that's where I'm leaning for that one, but make this one fun. So what's the point of all this? So there's a bunch of different reasons that people do the open. I'm going to highlight some of the main ones, but everybody's got their own reason. Logistically, The first one is to qualify for quarterfinals. So those that do want to make it to the next levels, you have to do this in order to qualify. And you're most likely, if you're wanting to qualify, you're most likely going to need to be doing the workouts RX. I'm getting some decent scores on the workouts. The top 25% per age group. So if we go back all the way a bunch of slides to that every 5-year thing for masters, this is what I meant by the leaderboard is sorted by your age group. So if you're in the 40 to 44 age group, it's the top 25% of just your 5-year range age group. If you're in the open range, open division, it's going to be that top 25%. Makes it to quarterfinals. That's going to be basically 2 weekends after the open. I won't even talk about that on this video, but those are going to have some upgraded movements. They typically have, rope climbs and GHD and some pistols and, a lot more of the, heavy weights and stuff like that. Different time, different video. We're going to worry about that one after the open. But if you do want to qualify, that's a really cool goal for people to have, and a really cool and completely attainable goal for you to set for yourself, of maybe not this year or even next year, but maybe a 2-year goal from now. If you really put your head down and worked hard, I believe that's an attainable goal by pretty much everybody, based on your age group and division. So logic, qualify for quarterfinals. That's the specific point. What I like to use this for is measuring my progress year to year. And so I can go back to, this is going to be my 13th year doing it. I go all the way back to 2014 and see my first year and where I ranked and see myself improve year over year. So it's not just improving my max, but it's improving the workouts. Every year they have one workout that they repeat from some other year. We never know which year it is. We don't know if it's last year or from 5 years ago. But it's really cool is because we get to repeat a workout and compare ourselves to maybe 3 years ago or 8 years ago or all that type of, our past to see how much we've improved. So you can compare the little workouts, but it's also a good checkpoint to be like, wow, last year in the workout that had double unders, I was just doing 1 or 2 at a time. And this year I was able to do 20 at a time, or I did all the sets unbroken. And so there's a bunch of cool things and these mini benchmarks you can set up along the way to measure your progress year over year. Plus you can see your worldwide ranking, I guess it would be decreased, but get better throughout the year. So maybe you didn't quite make the top 25% this year. You're at 27%. And so next year the goal is to get inside that top 25%. Raffles, prizes, community. Again, we make it a ton of fun. This is a community event. Dressing up, submitting your scores. We're gonna have raffles, prizes all over the place. If you guys want to know what your money goes for, that's literally what it goes for. I just take that money and we just dump it straight into prizes to make this really fun for you guys. So how to win. So you're going to do the workout. Well, of course you're going to do it. That just gets you a point. Log the score online. So you're going to log this on the games website, games.crossfit.com. That gets you another point. Dress up is the weekly theme. So do the toga party theme. That's point number 3. And then we're all going to toss out some points for the top 5 male and top 5 female scores. Typically that ends up being RX. So whether that's masters, teens, whichever version of you are, if you get 200 reps in that and that's the top score, you're in on that one. So you get lots of prizes there. But here's the cool one. I pulled this up from last year. This is all the PRs that people did in just Open 25.2. So this wasn't all of the weeks. This was literally just the second week last year. Jessica S, formerly S, now M. She got her first ever pull-up in the Open last year. Okay. Kitty, first ever pull-up. Lindsay, first ever pull-up. Mr. Robert, first ever pull-up. Wesley, first ever pull-up. Deb got her first pull-up, and she even got her first ever chest to bar. Allie, chest to bar. Lindsay Worley, chest to bar. Maria, chest to bar. Taylor, Tommy, chest to bars. Andy got his first bar muscle up in a workout. He'd done one prior, but never been able to do one in a workout while tired. Same for Will. He'd done them tired in a workout, but had never made it far enough in the, sometimes when they have the muscle ups in it, it's like in round 3 or 4. So you have to not only do you have to be able to do one, but you also have to get there in time before the time cap. First time in the Open. Lynette, jumping chest to bar, pull up. Tana, first time stringing together double. Guys, this was just one workout that had pull-ups in it. Look at all of these first. And it's not that these people don't try on a regular basis in class. It's that the Open just brings something out. That's one of the fun parts about competition is it really pushes you. So I wanted to show you guys that from last year. Okay, so let's get into some nuts and bolts. So it's going to be 3 weeks long, again, starting February 26th. This is the rhythm that we're going to see every single week. So on Thursday, 2 p.m. watch party. They're going to announce the workout at games.crossfit.com or watch on YouTube at 2 p.m. on Thursday. That's Central Time. I don't know what the workout is. Nobody knows what the workout is until it's announced at 2 p.m. Usually it's closer to 2:05 by the time they actually finish saying the whole workout. And then so what we do is we open the doors up here. You guys are welcome to come watch it here. We want that to be a fun, like, watch party. They'll announce the workout, and then they have athletes queued up and ready to start the workout at like 2:10 or 2:15. And so we're going to see some of the pro athletes. You guys have probably seen them start announcing some of that already. See some of the pro top level games athletes do the workout immediately with like a 5-minute notice. We're going to basically do the same thing here. It's just going to take us a little bit for us to set up, and we want to read through the rules and judging stuff to make sure we've got it right and print off the score sheets. But we're going to do some head-to-head matchups as well, starting at a 2:30. So usually we do probably like 2 pairs. So probably like 4 people, sometimes 4 to 6 people, doing some head-to-heads right there in front of you. That will likely be some combination of coaches, members who like, knocking it out early, some of your friends and some of the leaders in the community that you want to see work out and really pour themselves out there. That's a fun one. If you're super interested in that, let me know. I've got a couple ideas. I know one year we had it was like Zach versus Zach. We had a couple of Zachs in the gym, and then we had 2 or 3 Tylers. It was like Tyler versus Tyler versus Tyler. And like, that was fun. Then we did the Mike versus Mike versus Mike. So one year we did it funny like that. I've got a bunch of ideas on how we'll do that one. But anyways, so that's just for you guys really just to come in and watch and see us do it right away. Then on Friday, I want you guys to sleep in, rest a little bit, no class all day Friday. What's going to happen here is we're going to spend that morning transforming the gym. By we, I mean the coaches and anybody volunteering and helping us judge. So we're going to get here in the morning. We're going to do the workout on our own, judge each other, transform the gym. We're going to tape lines on the ground, whatever the standards are. They always come with a whole list of things that is required to make the workout legitimate. And then you guys will get here probably around 2 or 2:30. Every week's going to be a little bit different depending on how many people we have in each lane and the exact setup. But we'll have heats set up that way. So you guys will get here starting at 2:30, and then you'll just, when it's your when is your heat's turn to go, you'll hop in and you'll do it there. Again, we're going to have a warm-up area set up. We're going to have vendors everywhere. We're going to have food trucks out. So don't even need to bring food. We'll have food here and versions of it for purchase. Warm-up area. We're going to have people corralling and helping you get into your correct lane, whatever lane you sign up for. It's like, it feels like a competition, but it's cool. It's here on our home turf. It's all with just our friends. There's no pressure from the outside, and everybody's here cheering for you, again, on your version of the workout for your specific experience level in your age group. I have still, yet to this day, never seen somebody not be able to do an open workout in the current format. They've had this format the last 7 or 8 years. Before that, they only had RX. They didn't even have a scaled version. But in the version that they do now, I've not ever seen somebody not able to do the workout. We've needed to modify it, just like every day, but everyone's always been able to do it, and it's a ton of fun. So that's Friday. Friday Night Lights, that's the main event. Saturday, if you can't make it there, we're going to have regular 8 a.m. class, teams of 2, teams of 3 workout, normal Saturday. And then at 9:30, if you couldn't make it Friday night and you're wanting to make it up and make up a time because you couldn't do Friday night, 9:30, 10, and 10:30, we're going to have heat times. Those are makeups. And then same thing Sunday. We'll open the doors at 12, but 12:30, 1, and 1:30. Those are makeup times. Still open gym if you want to do it off to the side or different places in the gym. So still open gym on Sunday, regular time. But these are makeups for the open. Some people, some of you might be nervous about working out in costume. Some people will do maybe like the scaled or foundations version of the workout on Friday night in their full, toga. And then they're like, okay, I want to try to get a little bit better score than that. Like that was kind of silly, me trying to do, wall walks while wearing a toga. They'll come back on, the rest up on Saturday or do some recovery and stretching. And then Sunday they'll come in and do a redo of the workout. So you are allowed to do a workout a second time and stuff like that. Or maybe somebody, got really close or they almost got their first pull up on Friday, didn't quite. So they practice a little bit more Saturday. And then Sunday they come back, okay, let me do it official. Let me get my first pull up and make it count for the open. That's super common and highly encouraged. Then on Monday, regular classes on Monday all day long, but at 7 p.m. is when the scores are due online. Again, at games.crossfit.com. That's where you'll turn it in and make it official. Okay. I think we're on. Yeah. So which division is for me? This is a really good question. So you don't have to sign up for the RX division or scaled or foundations ahead of time. You can choose based on what week it is and what the workouts are. This is just last year's example. Last year, the workout, it was like a dumbbell hang, clean and jerk. So kind of between your legs, shoulder and overhead. That was the RX version, was dumbbell and then burpee and jump over the dumbbell and then lunges with no weight. We just did this workout like I think it was 2 Fridays ago in class. Oh, thumbs up. We just did this workout 2 Fridays ago in class. RX for the open division was 50-pound dumbbell for men and 35 for ladies. If you were in some of the masters divisions, that was 35 pounds for guys and 20 for ladies. Same for teens. There's different modifications. You're allowed to step over the dumbbell in some divisions. This might be a workout where you're like, man, coach, I normally use kind of that heavier dumbbell. Like I can handle that and I can do a couple of burpees and some lunges with my body weight. So there might be a chance. There's probably a lot of people that did this first workout RX level. Then we got to week 2 and they threw out all the skills. They had thruster that got heavier every round. They had double unders every round. Then they had pull-ups. Round 2 was chest to bar and round 3 was bar muscle up. You might look at this second week and be like, whoa, coach, I'm not quite there yet. I did RX in week 1, but week 2, I'm going to pick the scaled version of that one. That's totally okay. And so that's the cool part about the open is you just look at the workout and you're not going to mix and match within the week, but you're going to look at the workout and be like, okay, which division is for me this week? And then you'll submit your score. The way they do that is, basically, all the RX scores will rank above, let's say RX, 10 people in the world did RX, and then person 11 through 20 did scaled, and then person 21 through 30 did foundation. That's kind of how they do the ranking on the leaderboard, but you can mix and match based on what it is. And so that, and then 25.3, it had rowing for calories, it had wall walk, then it had a barbell. The barbell got lighter every time, but the movement got harder. So it was like deadlift and then cleans and then snatches, but the barbell got lighter every single time, bunch of wall walks mixed in. And so maybe this is one is like, man, I don't know if I can do I think it was 25 wall walks in the workout, but like, I think it's worth a try. Like, let me just do one at a time and see how far I can get. So you might only do 2 rounds of a workout trying to do the RX version to push yourself, and that's okay. It's not like regular class where I'm like, no, make sure you finish before the time cap. Like I want you to push yourself and see see how far you can go. Fun challenge. All right. Almost done, guys. I promise. A call for judges. Hey, in order for these to count, we are required to judge the workouts. And so that's one of the things as our responsibility as an official CrossFit affiliate. In order for those scores to go online, you're required to type in a judge's name. Now, they don't have to be a certified judge. At this level, it can be your friend doing it. But the way I run it is that person has to be judging here at the gym. You can't just be like, text your friend, hey, will you judge me? You count my reps. And then you can just get some bro reps and some scores. We're going to do it very official here because it means a lot to me for the integrity of the sport and just the integrity of you guys being helped out by counting. And, honestly, it's a ton of fun to kind of zone out in the middle of the workout and have somebody just tell you when to move on to the next one as well. So if you're interested in judging, basically, you would help us out. You don't have to do every single heat Friday night. If you can only help for a couple of them, that's fine too. But we need help on Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays. This is a lot on our coaches. It's written in everybody's employee contract that they're required for every heat of the whole weekend. It's still a lot on them. Even though we know it's coming, it's a lot to judge that many heats in a row. And I want to give them as many breaks as possible, let them interact and have some fun with you guys as well. So if you're willing to help us out, even just for a couple of heats, you need help judging, send me a message or just text into the gym number that you're willing to help judge. We need like 10 to 15 judges is what's usually the most helpful kind of number on top of our coaching staff that helps out, because we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff and checking bathrooms. And there's other stuff we can use help with, even if you don't want to judge. If you're intimidated, judge double unders, there's still ways that you can help us on Friday nights as well. But judging, there's an online course. It takes less than probably 2 hours total, but it'll show you how to judge. Hopefully you already know how to count, but it'll show you like how to count for the sake of CrossFit, what standards we're looking for, like what counts as a squat and what doesn't count as a squat. Like what's the official rules on a toes to bar? Do your toes have to touch in between your hands? They have to be at the same time? Can it be outside your hands? Like, all the official rules for each of the movements or the common movements we see. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a message or send a text to the gym. Almost there, guys. Landing the plane. Top ranked in South Central. So we've been top ranked in the South Central affiliate. So basically the whole southern portion of the United States. We've been top ranked for a while. And let me get out of this. I think I had, I had it pulled up. Yeah, so last year we ranked 8th in the South Central with 111 participants, which was a really, really cool number to see up. Let's see here. CrossFit Templin's here in Carrollton, Flower Mound, and then Razor Ranch right around the corner in Argyle. But this is a big deal, guys. Like this is, oh, well, you don't see my pretty face anymore. Who knows what's happening? Add camera. There we go. Top ranked in the South Central. So, I like leaderboards. I think they're a ton of fun. And this is kind of our growth we've seen year over year. And so we're already at 86 people that have signed up. And we'll get to it on the next slide with the codes. I would love to see this number. For sure, I want to see triple digits, but I'd love to see that number grow. I think like 125 would be a pretty cool number to see this year. It kind of fits our growth that we've been seeing over the last couple of years. I'd love to see 125 people sign up for the Open and really put throw their hat in the ring and have some fun. So I'll be posting those leaderboards as CrossFit Incorporated posts them and updates us. But I love seeing our name on that. That's a ton of fun and the impact that we can make there. Okay. So you guys purchased if you've already signed up, most likely you've either purchased a shirt or just the registration. That shirt is the CrossFit OYL shirt. That is the light blue one, not the one you see pictured here. That is the light blue one. Those are already ordered. We took your orders. Those are already ordered so they can get here on time. Okay. This is your official registration on the game's website. So basically what's happening is a little different than past years is when you guys signed up with us, I'm taking that money and I am purchasing basically a whole bunch of gift cards is essentially how it works. A whole bunch of access codes for you guys to sign up. So I tested mine yesterday. This is how it worked. I went to games.crossfit.com. I logged in, hit register for the Open. And this is me checking out. You can see the Open registration fee is here. This is my unique code that I use for me. I've got about 86 codes yesterday or the day before, and we're going to be texting those out to you. They might already be out to you by the time you see this video, but we're going to be texting those codes out to you. Every single person has a unique one. So if you get one from your spouse, don't use your spouse's. It's unique to you. And you're literally just going to go to checkout and hit the discount code here. Now, a couple things I just want to point out. If you want, CrossFit has their own Open t-shirt. If you want to buy that one, it's $35. So you can see, I just showed this as an example. You can click on their bundle. That's the Open t-shirt plus the registration. So I clicked on that one. I used my code to make the free part. So I would only be paying for the CrossFit Open tee. If you don't want the tee, then it's just free like that. You can add a patch. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do and you'll see there. But if you guys want to get their shirt, that's cool as well. But again, we've got your OYL shirt already ordered. This is going to be your code. We're going to be texting out to you soon. And then again, any of the other monies, that's all dumping straight into that prizes thing for you guys to get out. We'll do weekly drawings and raffles and all that type of stuff. So I want to show you what this screen looked like. All right. Sign up. Join OYL.com/open2026. That's your link in Chalkit Pro. You should see it everywhere. And I will see you guys on the leaderboard. If you have any other questions, I know there's still so many questions despite me talking for almost 30 minutes. If you have any other questions, send me a message, text us in, ask, please do, because I promise this will be so much fun. I'm sure there's people that just haven't told me, but I haven't talked to people that are like, oh man, I regret signing up for the Open. It's one of those things that it's so much fun when you do it. Coach, I'm so glad you talked me into it. So glad you convinced me. Do it with your friends. Of course, you get a check-in for that week, for that Friday night. So thanks for listening, guys, and I will see you on the leaderboard. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Bye.